The family of a New Orleans woman who was last seen 2 years ago is still searching for their loved one who disappeared without a trace.
WDSU investigator Cassie Sherm is live in the studio looking at this case and why others are turning to private detectives to find answers outside of NOPD. Cassie?
That's right. So Crystal Journey, she's a mother, sister, daughter, has yet to be found. She's one of more than 1,000 people who have been labeled as a missing person in the past 3 years by NOPD, and her family says not enough has been done to find her.
My sister, she's a happy, fun-loving person. She really enjoyed life. She was like the life of the family. She's the youngest sister.
It's been 730 days since Worlette Journey has heard from her sister, Crystal.
My niece called me on Christmas Day of 21 and told me that she had been trying to contact her mom since the 22nd, and Christmas was on the 25th. I started trying to call her, and she wasn't answering, and she wasn't calling me back. We would always be able to contact. We would make phone calls. She would call back, but this time it was nothing. And then all of a sudden, her location was turned on. So then I filed a missing person report.
A report from NOPD states on December 22nd of 2021, Crystal left her home and got into a black Toyota Avalon to make her way to a concert. She never returned home. The vehicle Crystal entered that evening is believed to belong to Roosevelt Marshall, who's also believed to be the last person to see Journey before she was reported missing.
It's on record that he had threatened to kill her multiple times. And she was really in fear for her life.
At that time, there were 3 warrants out for Marshall's arrest, 2 from NOPD and 1 from JPSO.
What made you guys want to hire a private detective?
Because I felt like NOPD wasn't moving fast enough for me to get answers and find out what happened, especially because her boyfriend had such a record, a rap sheet, longer than both of our own. And the fact that it was on file that he threatened to kill her, immediately my heart sunk because I felt like something bad had really happened.
We basically tried to retrace her steps from the night she went missing.
About 3 months after Crystal's disappearance, the family hired a local detective, Tara Eves.
She was last seen with him. Now, according to a statement that they originally had from him in OPD, he said that he dropped her off at her friend's beauty shop because she was going to go get her hair done. But when we talked to that friend said she never showed up. So at that point, we knew that we needed to find the car they were in and find out where that car went and where he went. Because at that point, nobody else had heard from Roosevelt Marshall.
Within 10 days, she was able to find him through a license plate search. His car was in Marietta, Georgia.
I had to hire somebody in Georgia to go out to where he was and actually obtain photos so I can say, hey, yeah, the car's here. This is where he is. And then NOPD was able to get, I want to say, Cobb County involved in Georgia, and they took it from there.
Records show Marshall was arrested in Georgia on August 8th of 2022 for warrants issued in 2020 for aggravated assault, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and battery upon a dating partner. He was brought back to New Orleans where those charges were dropped by the district attorney office 2 months later. NOPD says they did not interview Marshall about Crystal's disappearance. Instead, the detectives in Cobb County, Georgia questioned him. I'm told transcripts of that interview are not being released.
It's just very hard when you have nowhere to go and you're getting roadblocked every time you ask NOPD a question.
Eve says, unfortunately, this isn't the first New Orleans family that's reached out.
We get missing persons calls all the time.
Why do you think that is?
Unfortunately, there is a stigma that NOPD does not have the manpower and they just cannot handle these cases. So they reach out.
NOPD turned down a request for an interview, instead explained in an email missing person cases are handled at the district level, and detectives utilize all of these methods to search for missing persons.
Do you think enough is being done here in the city of New Orleans to find people who are missing?
I think a lot of missing person cases are not getting the attention that they need.
While NOPD does not keep its own database, they did give us these stats. In 2021, more than 1,400 people were reported missing. 335 of those cases are still open. In 2022, just under 1,400 people were reported missing. 391 are still open. And so far this year, almost 1,000 people have been reported missing. 387 are still active. That means NOPD still has open missing persons cases on more than 1,000 people.
Something has to be done. We can't go on like this where people just disappear and nothing is done about it.
What do you think happened with your sister?
I know it's just not, it's not like her to just disappear. I mean, it's over 2 years now, and it's still nothing, just to vanish without a trace. That's just not her personality. She loves her family too much.
Even though Crystal's case feels cold, Worlette says she's not done fighting for the truth.
And it still feels like a nightmare. But I just have to keep doing emailing and trying to see what kind of help I can get so I can find closure. Because I won't rest until I find out what happened to her.
Now, if you do have any information about this case, you're asked to call NOPD. In studio, I'm Cassie Sherm, WDSU Investigates.
Thank you, Cassie.